Global History Radar presents Fordlândia, Brazil. In the early 20th century, one man believed he could redesign not just industry, but society itself. Henry Ford was already one of the most powerful industrialists on Earth. He had transformed how the world worked, how people moved, and how factories operated. But at the height of his influence, Ford decided to attempt something far more ambitious. He tried to build an American city in the middle of the Amazon rainforest. This place would be called Fordlândia. The goal seemed logical on paper. Rubber was essential for automobile tires, and Henry Ford wanted full control over his supply chain. Instead of relying on British plantations in Southeast Asia, he believed the solution was simple: go to the source. The Amazon. What followed was one of the most ambitious and least understood industrial experiments in history. In the late 1920s, Ford purchased a massive area of land along the Tapajós River, deep inside the Brazilian Amazon. His vision was not just agricultural, it was cultural. Fordlândia would be a model American town, complete with white houses, manicured lawns, schools, hospitals, churches, and even a golf course. Everything was designed to reflect Midwestern American values, thousands of kilometers away from Michigan. But the Amazon had its own rules. Ford's planners imposed strict routines on Brazilian workers. Alcohol was banned. American food replaced local cuisine. Music, social behavior, and daily schedules were regulated. Even hamburgers were served in a region where people had never eaten them before. Workers were expected to live and behave according to Ford's idea of moral order, not local tradition. Resistance came quickly. Clashes between workers and managers became frequent. At one point, frustrated laborers revolted against the rigid rules, forcing American supervisors to flee into the jungle for protection. This became known as the Revolt of the Broken Pots, a moment that exposed how disconnected the project was from local reality. But cultural tension was only part of the problem. The real enemy was nature. Rubber trees planted in neat rows, just like in industrial farms, became easy targets for pests and diseases native to the rainforest. Leaf blight spread rapidly. Entire plantations failed. The Amazon ecosystem, complex and unforgiving, destroyed Ford's carefully planned agricultural logic. Despite massive investment, Fordlândia never produced rubber at the scale Ford needed. Millions of dollars were lost. Eventually, the project was abandoned. Houses were left behind. Machinery rusted in place. The American dream, transplanted into the jungle, quietly collapsed. Today, Fordlândia still exists. The buildings remain. Streets are still visible. Faded signs and empty structures stand as silent reminders of an extraordinary failure. A ghost town shaped not by war or disaster, but by confidence taken too far. Fordlândia is not just a story about rubber or industry. It is a story about what happens when power ignores context. When one of the richest men in history believed that success in one part of the world could be copied anywhere else without adaptation. History is full of cities that failed, but very few failed because they tried to export an entire way of life into the heart of the jungle. And that is why Fordlândia remains one of the strangest cities ever built.